I've been thinking about heaven lately, and those of us who have loved ones who have gone before often think of heaven as being closer than ever. In fact, some people call the area between what we can see with our natural eyes and what's in the spirit or heaven, they call that the thin space. I know from personal experience that that area is very thin. Uh, Many years ago, I had a near-death experience where I actually did go to heaven briefly, and what I experienced was the most peaceful time that you could ever imagine. I went from being in great distress to being completely and totally at peace. So I do know that our loved ones who believe in Jesus and have gone before us are in complete and total peace in heaven. But some people have asked, will I be married in heaven? If my husband has preceded me or wife has preceded me, will they know me? Will I be special to them? And Jesus actually answers this question in Luke chapter 20. There were some teachers of the law, some Sadducees who do not actually believe in the resurrection, who came to Jesus to try to trap him. And they posed this question: Teacher, Moses gave us a law that if a man dies leaving a wife but no children, his brother should marry the widow and have a child who will carry on the brother's name. Well, suppose there were 7 brothers. The oldest one married and then died without children. So the second brother married the widow, which was customary amongst the Jews at that time, but he also died. Then the third brother married her. This continued with all 7 of them who died without children. Finally, the woman also died. So tell us, whose wife will she be in the resurrection? For all 7 were married to her. I wouldn't get close to that woman. Anyway, this was not just a fictional story that these people made to try to trap Jesus. But, of course, he was too wise for that. But this was his answer. Jesus replied, marriage is for people here on earth, but in the age to come, those worthy of being raised from the dead will neither marry nor be given in marriage, and they will never die again. In this respect, they will be like angels. So we don't actually become angels, but we are like the angels in that we will never die again. They are children of God and children of the resurrection. Isn't that amazing? I've often thought about how children are born into this world compares to those of us being born into the next world, as if earth is heaven's womb. And most of us come into this life through some, pain, contractions, trauma in childbirth, and then the childbirth into heaven can be traumatic and painful as well. But Jesus says we are children of God and children of the resurrection. But now, as to whether the dead will be raised, even Moses proved this when he wrote about the burning bush. Long after Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob had died, he referred to the Lord as the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And this is key here. So he is the God of the living, not the dead, for they are all alive to him. So we know that when we get to heaven, we will be alive eternally. But what about marriage? As he said, there won't be any marriage or giving in marriage in heaven. And the reason